students. Welcome to Easy Elimu Learning Simplified. My name is Mbithe, and in today's class, you're going to talk about personal journals, how to write a personal journal, the difference between a diary and a journal, the structure of a personal journal, and lastly, we will have a look at a sample of a personal journal entry. So before we get into it, it's important to know what a personal journal is, and it is a honest personal account that you as an individual write down about events that occur on a certain day. And your entries are characterized by your personal opinions, reflections, and attitude to certain things, events, or people. So you can journal about anything. Maybe you went to the Masai Mara, you can journal about that trip. Your entries can start from maybe even the day before you traveled. How did you prepare for this trip? On the day of travel, how many people are you traveling with? What time did you wake up? What time did you leave? Say if you live in Nairobi, what time did you leave Nairobi? Did you go with a personal car or a tours and travels car? How was the experience there? What landmarks did you see along the way? And when you got there, what did you see? How was your experience in the room that you slept in? How was the food? How is the service in general? What animals did you see? What fascinated you the most? What did you like the most about that trip? What did you not like, if there's anything that you did not like? You can also journal about the trip back to Nairobi after spending a few days in the Mara. So it is just your own personal account. You're writing from your own point of view. That is why it is a personal journal. It is about you. What did you like? What didn't you like? How was the day? When did you wake up? And so on. So we have said that a personal journal features what took place on a certain day, which means our entries are in the past tense because you're writing about something that already happened. Maybe it happened yesterday, maybe it happened 2 hours ago, maybe it happened a month ago. So the tense that we use is the past tense, and this is where this is the main difference between a journal and a diary. So a diary, which you learnt in Form 1, is you write for the future. Maybe you have a meeting tomorrow. Maybe you have an assignment that is due on Friday and you don't want to forget. You write in the diary. Another difference is that for the diary, your entries are very short and precise. But for a journal, you can write for as long as you want. You can write as many paragraphs as you want, as opposed to the diary where it's just short sentences. So take note of that because sometimes people confuse a diary and a journal. So to remember, just remember that a journal, you write for something that has already happened. A diary is for something that will happen later in the future. It could be 2 hours from now, it could be tomorrow, it could be next month. So when you want to write a journal, these are some tips that you can follow for your entry to be as good as possible. The first one is before you start writing, make a list of the day's events in note form in the order in which they occur. So let us assume that you are the school captain of your school. You have been given the task to organize for the games tournament, which you did, and the games tournament happened in your school and it was a success. And now you want to journal about it. Just before you start, you can start with the events that took place in the order in which they took place. So maybe you can write the time you woke up, had breakfast, cleaned the school, prepared the field, maybe ensured that all the games equipment that will be needed are well furnished, they are available. Those that need repair have been repaired. So all these you're writing in note form. When did the other schools start arriving? Which school was the first to arrive? Which school was the last to arrive? When did the tournament start? Which game was the first one to be played? Which school won which game? And until the last thing, maybe which was the last event, or the award ceremony. How many schools scooped awards? Did your school scoop any award? So just have that list in order in which all these things occurred. And then after that, note that the specific date, month, and year should be written for each day's entry. So the example that I have used is for a 1-day journal entry. But maybe you want to journal, maybe this games tournament was for, let's say, 4 days. So you start with day 1, you make a list of what happened on day 1, day 2, day 3, day 4, like that. And remember, when you start journaling, to have the date, the month, and the year before you start journaling. And lastly, from the list of events, select the most important happenings and use them to come up with a paragraph summary for the day. So you have written your list for the games tournament from the time you woke up to the award ceremony at the end of the day. So you can go through your list and see the important things that happened, or the things that you would want to remember. And now you start writing your paragraph, or it could even be more than one paragraph, writing down the important things, what you wish to remember, what you liked the most, what you did not like, something that maybe stood out for you. Maybe it is a school that won a game and it has never ever won before, so it is the first time they were winning, and maybe that fascinated you. So remember, we have said that your journal is a private document. It is private. So don't be afraid to share your personal opinion, what you liked, what you did not like, how you felt about certain things, maybe things that in future can be corrected. It is private, so share as much as you possibly can. So with that in mind, let us have a look at a sample of a journal entry. And as we read through it, observe and see if it has the features that we have just talked about. So 1st July 2014, that is the date in the year, 1st July 2014. Today was the annual prize giving day at school. The ceremony began with an inspiring presentation from the senior teacher. During the presentation of the awards, I scooped the prize for the best student in English. I also bagged the co-curricular award for captaining the school's football team all the way to the nationals. What a day! It really felt great. So we can see it starts by today was the annual prize giving day at school. So you can already know that whatever this person is writing about will be centered around the annual prize giving day. You can see it is written in order from when the ceremony began all the way to the presentation of awards. This person has also said, what a day, it really felt great. So it is clear that this person liked how the day turned out. So I hope you have understood and you're now able to write an entry for a personal journal. You're also able to differentiate between a diary and a journal. So for further practice, you can have a look at the quiz. Imagine that your school performed at the National Music Festivals. Write a personal journal with 4 entries covering the day you traveled, the 2 days during which you performed, and the day you traveled back. Remember to have the date there for each specific entry. So it means you're going to have 4 entries. The day you traveled, what time did you wake up? What did you carry? Did you have a packing list? Did you follow the packing list? And then the days that you performed, when did you wake up? Did you have a practice session before going to perform? When you did you scoop any awards? And then now also focus on the day that you traveled back. That's it for this session, and see you in the next one.